We are at the D3Con 2016 with Stephen Webb, Regional Director EMEA from Atlas. Hi Stephen.
Hi there, thank you very much.
Stephen, you introduced people-based marketing with Atlas to improve outdated cookie-based models. How did it work out so far since you launched the product in 2014 here?
We're seeing a tremendous uptake from advertisers. We are focusing broadly on three main areas. Those three areas are, first of all, solving cross-device. So because we're able to measure activity and also serve based on people metrics versus cookie metrics, we're actually able to tie that user journey across screen. We can show path to conversion paths cross-device. So that's a real USP for us. An example there is KLM. We've just released a case study where 95% of the conversions in their campaign converted on the desktop, but we were able to show that 25% of the people who did that had been exposed to a mobile ad. So really starting to tie that together. The second area is around what we call campaign validation. So we're able to tie activity back to show how the impressions were served based on your target audience. So we're able to use people data to show that if you're on target or off target. Every campaign we run has an element of off-target buying because cookies are flawed. So it's why we see mascara ads being served to men, it's why we see student loan adverts being served to OAPs, and we're seeing advertisers really take advantage of that. And then the third area is bridging the gap between online to offline. So by working with partners such as Tommy Hilfiger in Germany, we were able to tie store sales data that they held back to the online campaigns and show a correlation between the people who had seen the ad who then went into a store to make a purchase. In that example, it was 13% of the people who actually bought something had seen the ad previously.
Which trends do you see that shape the future of programmatic advertising? You were at the panel discussion here too. What did you discuss there?
So I think there's a number of different components to this. I think that as a discipline, it's going to become more prevalent within organizations. So the same way as digital used to be a silo within a marketing division, but is now permeates it, I think that programmatic behaviors and skills are going to start to permeate right through the marketing organization. And I think that's based on the need to analytical data, etc. More broadly, the trends that I'm interested in is how, as an industry, we start to bring more value to advertisers. So I think at the moment we can be a little bit introspective. I think as an industry, we've got a lot that we need to resolve around trust, around fraud, around ad blockers, etc. And certainly for us at Atlas, that's an area that we're focusing on. How do we bring more value back to advertisers? And being able to tie these offline sales back is one example. Being able to show the cross-device path is another example. And being able to show the true reach and frequency of their media activity would be the third example.
You worked for Google before you joined its rival Facebook, and Google will be or is the most dominant player in online advertising. Why did you join Facebook? Is there a brighter future for online advertising there?
So I very much joined Facebook. There were three main areas. When I was looking at the company that was going to suit me for the next stage of my career, I saw an organization that had pivoted towards mobile in a breathtaking way. So they really recognized that their consumer was moving to the mobile device, and they shifted the whole organization, and that's something I believe in. I think mobile is the future of how we're going to interact with consumers. The second area was around video. So again, I saw an organization that wasn't necessarily associated with video, didn't have video properties, suddenly had launched its video property and was redefining many of the metrics that when I was at Google that we felt we were defining. So I felt that was a really positive thing. And then the third area was ad technology. So I felt that with the development of Atlas and the focus on true business value and putting people at the center of marketing, that tied into me, not just for my Google career, but my entire career in online, which was many of the questions that we were asking 20 years ago when I started in digital still weren't being answered. Who's seeing my ad? What impact does it have on offline sales? How can I trust the data? And really Atlas was setting out to answer those, so it really resonated with what I wanted to achieve in my career in digital.
Just a few words to the event here itself. How do you like it here so far at the D3Con? What do you think of the conference?
I think there's a phenomenal energy here. I think it's definitely one of the market-leading events that I've been to. I think that it's interesting. It's the right size that you can very much see great content, but also still find people and network and have valuable business meetings off the back of that. I think the content reflects many of the trends that are happening in the industry at the moment, and there's no fear of challenging those as well. So I think it's an excellent event and definitely one I'll be attending again.
All right, thank you very much for your time, Stephen, and enjoy your conference here.
Brilliant, thank you so much for the opportunity. Thanks. Thank you.